Good morning and สวัสดีค่ะขอต้อนรับเข้าสู่ Asia Connect National Lunch Event in Thailand นะคะ Secretary General of the Office of the Higher Education Commissions of the Ministry of Education, Deputy Director of the National Electronics and Computer Technology Centers, Attaches Cooperation Section Delegations of the European Union to Thailand, President of Tian Cooperation Center, and all distinguished guests. This is my great honor to privilege to welcome all of you to the opening ceremonies of Asia Connect National Lunch Event in Thailand. I am Professor Dr. Vachanan Matithanon and will be your MC for today. About the Asia Connect. Asia Connect is a co-funding by European Union to provide a delicate high capacity and high quality internet networks to research and education community across Asia, Pacific and Europe. Without further delays, may I invite Dr. Panita Phongphaiboon, Deputy Director of the National Electronics and Computer Technology Center, or NECTEC, to address her welcoming speech. Welcome.
Good morning. Dr. Suphat Champathong, Secretary General of the Office of the Higher Education Commission, Ministry of Education. Ms. Hai Ju Yun, President of Tian Cooperation Center. Mr. Guillaume Baho, Cooperation Section Delegation of the European Union to Thailand. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to Asia Connect National Launch Event in Thailand. National Electronics and Computer Technology Center, or NECTEC, is a founding member of the Thailand Research Education Network, or ThaiREN. ThaiREN has joined the Trans-Eurasia Information Network, or TIAN project, from the initial phase of TIAN 2 in 2004. And it has been a long journey since ThaiREN joined the Regional Research and Education Internet Network. Many activities, use cases, and success stories have happened along the way, and we can see the network progressively expands its geographical coverage from TIAN 2 to TIAN 3, TIAN 4, and now Asia Connect. So Asia Connect now interconnect universities and research institutes in over 21 countries and economies across the region, and we are very happy to have new members, partners, and friends over the year. And may I say that I myself also participate in a project under Asia Connect as well. Today we have these international project partners and distinguished guests from many countries such as Bangladesh, Japan, Korea, and Laos, as well as local participants from many academics and research institutes to witness this Asia Connect national launch event in Thailand. And I would like to welcome you all, and I hope that this event and the seminar today will be a fruitful event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Panita. Now may I request Secretary General of the Office of the Higher Education Commissions of the Ministry of Education, Dr. Supat Champathong, to address his welcoming speech.
Deputy Director of the National Electronics and Computer Technology Center, NECTEC, right? And Attaché Cooperation Section Delegation of European Union to Thailand. And President of Tien Cooperation Center and all distinguished guests. On behalf of the Office of the Higher Education Commission of Thailand, I would like to welcome you all to this meeting, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today. And I can say that this is one of the good things for our corporation to start something from this meeting. Although Asia Connect is one of the what I call it, the network for everyone who involved in some information, in research, something like that. I think since 2004 that Tien have established, and Thailand is one of the members of this network. I think we have many activities and many cooperation together. And I think the Thai University have a good chance and have many benefits with this network. Although this ceremony today is organized with the purpose of the congregation and official launch the Asia Connect in Thailand, I hope it will drive all the research and education, technology, as well as network conference, R&D in telemedicine, teleeducation, GIS, and IPv6 in Thailand, with Asia and European to grow and more principled and valuable in sustainable. And lastly, I hope that the cooperation between the members and between the researchers in Thailand and in Europe or in any region will be closely, and will make some things for new innovation for the people, for our region. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Supat Champathong. Now may I request Attaché Cooperation Section Delegations of the European Union to Thailand, Mr. Guillaume Bolos, to give an opening remarks, please.
Thank you. Dr. Supat Champathong, Secretary General of the Office of the HOHEC, Dr. Panita Pongpaibo, Deputy Executive Director of NECTEC, Ms. Hee Joo-yoon, President of the Trans-Eurasia Information Network Initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very glad to be here today and to have the chance to meet with Asia Connect project stakeholders. the European Union is pleased to co-fund Asia Connect project, as well as it did for the previous 4 phases of the Trans-Eurasia Information Network initiative. Asia Connect provides dedicated high-capacity internet connectivity for research and education communities across Asia-Pacific to bridge the digital divide between regions and countries. This is in line with the European Union's approach to connecting Europe and Asia. This October, the European Union adopted a new strategy on connecting Europe and Asia. It set out the European Union's vision for a new comprehensive strategy to better connect Europe and Asia. The European Union's global strategy recognized the link between the European Union's security and prosperity and the increasing importance of a connected Asia. In the 12th ASEM Summit on the 18th and 19th of October in Brussels, the European Union President Juncker highlighted the importance of investing in more sustainable connectivity between the European Union and Asia. The European Union, I will say the EU, it will be short, thank you, will promote an approach to connectivity which is sustainable, comprehensive, and rules-based, and will advance investment and trade. This European approach is based on high standards of social and environmental protection and is inspired by EU's internal market, enabling countries to achieve higher levels of quality of life while guaranteeing respect for individual rights. Connectivity is essential about networks. It can be digital networks, including internet backbone. This connectivity has a very obvious human dimension to people-people connectivity. From cooperation in education, research and innovation, to travel and tourism. The European Union builds on existing efforts to enhance connectivity from bilateral dialogues to regional action plans to engagement with and in international organizations. Asia Connect is an excellent example of regional integration, and this is a good evidence of EU's effort for connecting Europe and Asia to increase their cooperation with Asia-Pacific research and education communities. Asia Connect currently interconnects universities and research centers in 21 Asia-Pacific countries' economies, and over 55 million researchers, academic students across the region are benefiting from this new phase of dedicating research and education networking. It supports collaborative programs such as Earth observation, disaster warning, climate research, food security, delivery for e-health and e-learning. There's 2 examples in the region that are quite interesting, I think. The first one is in the area of food security under the project 3000 Rice Genomes Project, which is a collaborative between the International Rice Research Institute in China and its project partner Philippines Advanced Science and Technology Institute. With the 1 GPBS Asia Connect network link and storage to host non-commercial rice genome database for 3,024 rice variety over 89 countries. This massive dataset is a powerful resource for understanding natural genetic variation in rice, and it can be easily used and publicly available to scientists and researchers at no cost. Another example, which is on climate change, and I think interesting too, is Asia Connect high-speed network is essential part of a cloud computing solution to link researcher to a powerful supercomputing environment and facilitating a collaborative demonstration project to develop and deliver higher resolution regional climate prediction systems more quickly and more cheaply. This climate prediction is international research collaboration of the Institute of Kyoto University in Japan, Bandung Institute of Technology in Indonesia, Hanoi University in Vietnam, and Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. Those are two examples among those that we are very happy to finance and to support. EU and Asia are important partners on sustainable development and delivering the UN 2030 agenda. Our development cooperation, including the EU support to Asia Connect, is an essential element of our broader engagement and partnership with Asia. The EU wants to further strengthen partnership and focus even more on providing technical assistance, improving regulatory environment, and creating incentives to drive forward and scale up much-needed investments. Asia Connect, empowering developing Asian countries to participate in collaborative programs and bridge the digital divide that exists within the global community of research, education, and health. This project supports UN Sustainable Development Goals through improved access to education and resources. The EU is proud to provide support to this initiative, as it is absolutely in line with the EU's commitment to implement the SDGs, both in its internal and external policies. Thank you, and wish you have a very successful event.
Thank you very much, Mr. Guillaume Boulos. Now, may I request the President of Trans Cooperation Center, Ms. Hai Ju Yun, to give an opening remarks, please.
Sawadika. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Hai Ju Yun, President of 10 Star Cooperation Center. It is my great honor to attend the national launch event in Bangkok, the center of the Southeast Asia. I especially thank to all people of Thailand, the Office of the Higher Education Commission, and the National Electronics and Computer Technology Center for organizing this event. I also give my gratitude to Dr. Supat Champatong, Mr. Guillaume Barho, and all participants here who have traveled from the near or long distance for this meeting. The Asia Connect, the success of 10-4, officially launched at the end of year 2016 with great support from the European Commission and Asia Connect partners. For Asia Connect's successful launching and its smooth transition from 10-4, there were a lot of help and contribution from all Asia Connect partners as well as the European Commission. In Asia Connect, we are focusing on application and research activities using the 10. Also, we are promoting more programs for helping digital divide within this region, such as capacity building training workshops. Through these programs and activities, we can move forward to the higher goals of co-prosperity of the Europe and Asia. In Asia regions, there are increasing demands on network capacity, which comes from globally widened collaborations and research activities. 10-CC is also working hard to upgrade 10 network to respond to these demands. The global RNE network trend is entering the 100 gigabyte era. We will also continue to make efforts to improve 10 network across the Asian region into 100 gigabyte based environment by enhancing the existing infrastructure of the network and obtaining new circuits. I think Thailand has played an important role within Thai community for long. Thailand is dedicated to connecting network 1 gigabyte to Hong Kong and providing 100 megabps to connecting Laos. Without Thailand's support, the link to Laos was unable to connect. Also, in application area, diverse activities have been implemented with Thailand. In last week, Thailand communities successfully organized the Asia Tier Forum workshop, and telemedicine has been developed with close partnership with Thailand. On behalf of Thai community, I ask all Thailand community to enhance global collaborations, working with the neighboring countries so that Thai network and applications can be benefit to more people in this region. I believe that if we encourage each other and work together for Asia Connect project, our future toward Asia and Europe's co-prosperity would be much brighter. Most of all, Thailand community has a great power and potentials that can contribute to the regional development in Asia. I ask all participants to share Asia Connect vision and to support this project. Once again, thanks to all participating this launch event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hai Ji-yoon. Before Ms. Hai Ji-yoon, the President of TIAN, is going back to her seat, I would like to welcome all the executive members on the stage to take a photo. Please welcome. เชิญอาจารย์สมศักดิ์อาจารย์ยันยงด้วยค่ะอาจารย์ปานใจด้วยค่ะI think it's a time for the opening ceremonies Asia Lunch in Thailand. Start เลย
เปิดวิดีโอมาใช่ไหมต้องเลื่อนไปฝั่งเลื่อนไปฝั่งเดี๋ยวป่ะ
เห็นใช่ไหม
จะเปิดข้างหลัง
จะเปิด
ให้เขาถ่ายรูปกันแล้วกันนะครับ
ให้ขึ้นวิวขอเรียนเชิญท่านวิทยากรสำหรับงานนี้ทุกท่านเลยนะคะขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ นะคะคุณปอนแก้วจันทมาลีค่ะ Professor Dr. ซาคิปค่ะ Mr. โคอิชิค่ะ Mr. หลุยอยู่ไหมคะ ค่ะ ขอบคุณมากค่ะ thank you very much
เขาไม่ท่องทางลงจริงเขาเรียกว่าท่องที่เกิดเลยค่ะ
Now Asia Connect is already start in Thailand.
Since the launch of TAIN Initiative in 2001, TAIN has evolved into TAIN 2, TAIN 3, and TAIN 4, providing an extensive R&D network to the Asia-Pacific region. Now with Asia Connect, the success story of TAIN continues to enhance cooperation in research and education activities between Asia and Europe. What contribution does Asia Connect make? Asia Connect provides high-capacity and high-quality internet connectivity for research and education communities in the emerging economies, enabling them to take part in diverse new research and education opportunities. Asia Connect provides the capacity development programs for technical engineers and NMAN managers so that they can make the most out of the opportunities it provides. Connecting Asia and Europe, Asia Connect enhances opportunities to leverage the e-infrastructure with high-performance networks and research collaborations for social benefit. Asia Connect contributes sustainable development goals by bridging the digital divide and brings Asia together by fostering digital and human connectivity.
Thank you very much ค่ะ Ladies and gentlemen, since TIAN is established in 2004, we will facilitate the guest support from TIAN. I hereby would like to request Senior Administrative Manager TIAN Collaboration Center, Mr. Louis Hunyo Choice, to give the overview of Asia Connect projects. May I please invite?
How are you? Good morning, everyone. So, first of all, thank you for all for attending this our TAIN Asia Connect launch event in here. So, especially for me, so I remember that. So, 4 or 5 years ago, just we have held the TAIN 4 launch event in here. This event is the second phase. So just we have already long time, 4 or 5 years passed. It's a very successful period, and so this pact is a very successful collaboration result before. And so today, I'd like to talk about the Asia Connect. What is the Asia Connect? What we need the Asia Connect from our collaboration project. And so, just before I start my present, so just all meeting, all conference is a BIP talk is always static and unenjoyable comment. so just aren't you? And so now is my talk is a very freely and so very comparable talk to you. So for understanding our project. So now is I will start my presentation for this. Sorry, my name is Louis Choi. It's very important from Team.cc. Just I'm in charge of administrate issues our Team.cc, and I will mark up a collaboration with the government sector. It's a very hard work, always between Team.cc and Korea government and all government, European Union. So it's a very, we have to make the more collaborative event than here now. So what is Asia Connect? Who do you know that? Just a quick quiz. What is the Asia Connect? You already heard the information from video clip before. So just Asia Connect is a very simple, I can answer. So it's a international collaborative project between European region and Asia region. So just Asia Connect is co-funded from European Commission and all 24 Asian country regions. So just and then so very powerful and synergical from our make the collaborative issues in here. So Asia Connect provides us in the infrastructure for network. Its network is mean some high capacity network to our make the research polarity field. So as if in the disaster management, medical and culture, and some information technology issues. And so we contribute to so many research activities via our Asia Connect infrastructure network. So just, okay. So I can show the amazing successful result from TAIN and now Asia Connect. So just you can see there from this slide. So we will, we have started in 2001. Is just a TAIN. So TAIN is only connected in Korea and France. Is 2001 and 2006. Just only 155 megabps slow bps bandwidth. And now, so you can see from this slide, so 10 to 100 G megabps bandwidth. So it's a very successful story, an amazing story. So only over 10 or 15 years age, and so now in 24 countries participant. So and so our Team.cc provide so network bandwidth and so provide some budget for your organizations or your university's activities, such as in the workshop, seminar, and other research activities. And so our Team.cc involved from Team 4 period 2012. So already you know that we held our organization in Korea. So thank you for your collaborative for build our Team.cc in Korea. And so now is continuously organizing for our project. So especially so Team 2, Team 3, and Team 4. So just involved in the European Union's Commission. And so now is at the time in 2016, we have changed the project name, the Asia Connect. So just is we want to make the new wave to finding the new project. And so especially European Commission is that they think about the, we want to make the new collaborative and new, want to finding some new page of the TAIN, and then we finally concluded to replace our project name in the Asia Connect. Yeah, now, so it's, these days, our Asia Connect participated in 24 countries. You know that, so only 2 countries and 9 countries, 18, 23, and now 24. So just especially in Mongolia and Afghanistan and some Myanmar. So it's, we want to make the connects nowadays. And so as you know that, so Thailand is a very important country in our Asia Connect period. It's recently our banded this map and that topology. So it's a very variety. It has consists of a very variety connection. So it's we have a major 4 POPs: China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and India. And Hong Kong is a network operation center. We call it an NOC. And Thailand is connected to several East-South Asia region. So, and I know that Thailand is support for Cambodia and some of Laos and some other nations and organizations. Yeah, now, so I can describe several and variety activities in our Asia Connect. So just some people, they want to ask the question for what is the Asia Connect? And what's the benefit from Asia Connect project? Is in it? So just I can clearly answer that. So yes, because Asia Connect is simply consists of a variety network connection in via 24 nations. So just in the infrastructure, but it's the real important things is activity. So especially, so European Commission, they want to make more usage. It's a usage is a very important that. So just first of all, we already made the network infrastructure in the between Europe and Asia region, but how that we have to usage via networks. And so nowadays in the Asia Connect project, so consists of several work packages. It's just 6 work packages. Just that we have to guide to usage for our high-speed network infrastructure, and so just we want to promote. We will promote to more increasing usage network. That's in case study. So already I know that. So several participants from university, from organization, and from many people in Thailand already uses our networks. So just, but how can we increase our usage for from our networks? It's just in the one and powerful solution is a case study. So just I can show some several and example for case study and telemedicine, e-science. The Earth observation is Earth science, and information computer technology science, IT technology. So just cyber performance is a culture performance. In the it's a HRD, human capacity building, it says. And more, so we have so more example for case study. Now is I can describe the shortly from my slide. So just telemedicine. So we can use it for our network infrastructure. Telemedicine is very powerful case study. So we want to corroborate some our medical information or medical education and medical search and medical check via our networks. There's so many doctors and researchers in hospital and university, they want to use our network just because we provide some powerful and high bandwidth speed from their research field. And so it's like science and earth science and information technology science, just especially Optane, you know that, so many Thailand researchers and managers involved in Thailand research. Optane is involved from Korea, Gwangju University in Korea. This is cyber performance. Especially, I like more this cultural science better than other research field because it's very exciting and very funny. So just in the field of psychological, so many people they are interested in a very funny side. So our project is a very we have to widen our project and we have to promotion to our project. It's a very funny case study from East South Asia and all Asian region. So just we held the APAN 42 2016 August in Hong Kong. So we have made some big cyber performance between several Asian region. So at the time, to Vietnam and Korea and Hong Kong is three regions is so absolutely connected. It's a very nice poem, and so I can just wrinkle. Just a moment. This media clip is our news from international broadcasting in Korea. It's just Arirang news. Just why not play it? Just a moment. It's just the internet problem. And then we have to use our Asia Connect network. Our network is so fast. Why? Just a moment. Okay. And so this news is our successful collaboration via our cultural event in Hong Kong. So just international broadcasting from Arirang News for international users. And so HLD. So it's a very unique part. So human capacity building is very important than others, because already you know that. So, so many Asian partner and Asian manager, especially from university student, we want to encourage for usage of our networks, because it's very important. It depends on we will see our future. So just always at the other parts, education is a very important things in the world, and so our especially Thailand.cc, we want to, and we will make it more HRD promotion in the Asia Connect project. Now is just remain then 2 slides, just a second, and launch event. And so after launching the Asia Connect project from after contract EC and Thailand.cc, just we held the 6th launch event from 2017, and first in the NKN, Laos, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Philippines, and now today Thailand is very congratulatory for our successful launch event in here. It's so many participants coming here. So especially in this picture is the first and the national India's launch event in there. So it's the Mrs. the President from East European Commission's governor. So Korea's high officer is all that they had held in the meetings. Now it's a final slide. Finally, so just when I made my presentation file for my presentation here, so what's the important? What's the finalized my slide? I think that. So just a funny picture or a funny story, but I think more important thing is visibility and promotional pact to you. And so nowadays in Thailand.cc, we uses several methods for visibility and the promotion. For already you use via your phone and smartphone and directly, so in the Twitter and Facebook, also in our website www.tain.asia. I recommend, so you have to connect to our homepage 3 or 4 times a daily, and so especially in the Facebook and the Twitter is very directly interactive, so connection channel from you, and so many events, so many information, and so many provide some information to you, especially our project, our project, we have some project activities. Is just we call them the call for proposal. So already launching in the 3rd call, the 1st and 2nd and 3rd call. Now in 3rd call proceeding. And so just call is we can provide some project for your project in the Asia Connect field. And so just you can use the more information from our website and Twitter and Facebook and me. And so just Sawadee. So just finally, I talked about my presentations. Today's present is enforcement for more important things. I hope that make the more collaboration with Thailand.cc, with our so many partners, and so we hope to open your talk, your opinion, always open, all times open. And so just if you have some comment and questions and some need point, so you have to message to our Tain.cc and our Asia Connectors channel. Thank you. Thank you. So the Koptung Cup.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luis Hunyo Choice, to give us the overview of Asia Connects. The next, I would like to, ladies and gentlemen, the next sections, I would like to request Professor Dr. Kanchana Sood to be the keynote speaker for today to tell us about the next generation research and education networks. The Professor Dr. Kanchana Sood, she holds an award, Internet Hall of Fame Pioneers. She brought the internet to Thailand in year 1980s and direct the internet education and research. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity. And of course, very pleased to meet all the Asia Connect team. Well, the reason why I have to especially thank all of these people and in the invitation I received, because I was the kind of an antique that that have been put on the shelf for many years, and while on the shelf I watch all of you. So this is the reflection of what I have observed, and my suggestion to the team. Maybe you can consider some of my proposal. Okay, so I was asked, what was the title of your talk? And I was a bit busy. I was busy with IETF. I had no time to think about Asia Connect. So I said, okay, next generation. And by having done that, I felt guilty because I could not talk about next generation research and education network for all. We are very different. Internet to US research education network is very advanced. European one is also very advanced. And in Asia, some part of Asia is very advanced and some are not. So we are in a we have very different background, very different in, components. So we cannot speak about everybody. So I quickly added Asian Research and Education Network. Okay, and this is the part that I've been involved with from almost. See, this is an old age problem. Once you put anything down, you lost it. All right. Okay, so let's first try to understand what we mean by research and education network. When I first got involved with the TAN project, I think it was 2003. Around that time, we had to go and convince the Ministry of Information ICT, Ministry of ICT, that we need a special link for research and education network. So we were asked, why can't you just use the commercial internet? And that kind of question kind of gave you a real challenge to answer. Okay, so in the end, one senior officers of the Ministry of ICT could give us very good description of our network. She said, "Oh, because of your traffic is like tsunami. Sometimes you don't have anything at all, and sometimes you have, big bulk files to transfer and this kind of thing. So this is our characteristic. Okay, then our network is a tsunami type with traffic. Okay, so from then on, I kept using this term, and that describes what we are doing. Okay, so another one important aspect that we tried to achieve in the early days in particular was to use our network as a test bed for testing new protocols that are being discussed in IETF or in terms of research. And I think lately we are falling behind in this type activity. The third objective is to provide communication channels among the researchers. Okay, so we hope to link up researchers in Thailand and Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, and and also South Asia and so on. Particularly in kind of e-science activity, which involve computational intensive and with big data science activities. So we have been able to do that to a certain level we achieve a certain level of satisfaction in this aspect. The third one is the fourth one is very important, that when we try to launch this project, we have to make sure that what we are doing is not competing with the commercial internet, because they should be allowed to grow naturally on their own. We should not interfere. Okay, so going back further is that many countries have already started their NREN, even before the internet. Like our Thailand case, we formed the internet. Commercial internet grew out of academic internet. Okay, so very different countries had different stories to tell about NRENs, and sometimes the NRENs are funded by the government, sometimes by private sector, and sometimes you have to find your own money to run NREN. Okay, so in terms of international REN, we started to talk to one another around, I can't remember. I think it's around even before. It should be late 80s. Oh no, sorry, early 90s. We started to, like Japan and several other countries like Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and we try to run joint projects on connecting, cross-country connection. So the first project I can like to mention is from the WIDE project, Japan. And that one is called AIII network, and we use the satellite network. This one is an example of where we used our research education test network as a test bed for protocol, IETF protocol. Okay, so we use this satellite test bed to test and to propose an IETF RFC 3077. So that is a kind of example of success story. Then with again, CJK driven project. We had APAN, which is the Asia Pacific Advanced Network, which is an international project as well. And as you have heard from the previous speaker, we started to with the EU and Korea, we started to launch a TN project in early 2000. I was involved in that in trying to form the first TN, the TN2. Okay, so this is 15 years already. So I like to go through this and check whether we have succeeded in connectivity. As you listen to the previous speaker, our connectivity now cover how many countries? 20 something. Okay, so I would consider that as a success story. So in terms of testbed, I follow up with a few people in the communities. I heard that you have tried to use perform the experiment for so many protocols, DBTS, SDN, of course, OpenFlow, Cloud, I think EDROM, and now EduGain. And in terms of providing communication channels that have started to emerge and become more and more serious because of our, all this kind of promotion that we have been pushing forward. On the last one, not competing with commercial internet, I think we are doing very well. We don't, I'm not sure about now, but before, in the early days, we don't allow transit, right, commercial transit through 10. But nevertheless, we provide Google Cache. I mean, we work with commercial internet in order to make the life of the users easier. Okay, so what I like to remind you of, or maybe you may not have heard of this, was that during TN3, okay, we ran a regular seminar program on using the network. Okay, the reason for that is that you remember the tsunami story that I told you. So during the time that you are completely calm, there's no activity, you may forget one another. So in order to keep you tightly together, we try to promote some activity that can bring you to meet regularly. So during TN3, we had this like webinar today, okay, but TN3 is before webinar. There's no broadcast on the internet at that time. Okay, so what happened is that we try to run seminar events and on a regular basis. So if you have seminar in one place, you can broadcast it to everyone on the TN network. So we try to build almost like a TV channel on the internet on our TN3 network, so that people can just turn on and listen to the broadcast or attend a seminar that is ongoing too. So this is the kind of event or activity that can bring people together in TN and in Asia Connect, sorry, and in a way that we try to utilize the bandwidth during the silent period. So I like to suggest that you think about this one to resume. So this is what we did. We used, technically in those days, we used IPv6 multicast. Okay, so in terms of technology, we also ran an experiment on using IPv6, and in those days, before the IPv6 community became large, and also on the multicast on IPv6 was very new in that day, in those days. So that was our network, but disappeared by today. And that's the activity that we did. We broadcast conference events. This one from Hanoi to Thailand, and we also broadcast lectures from Asian School of Computer Science. And these are the members institute that regularly join the event. So this is the kind of thing that I like to promote to our Asia Connect team, to think about, to try to use the network regularly, not just event-based. Find activity that bring people together and run event on a weekly basis in the event. Another thing that we should do is to work on sharing of resources. We are from. This is Asia. Okay, we have so many different countries which belong to different economical category. So we should try to share our resources. Of course, I heard you are working on TN Cloud, and we may think about TN CDN. Okay, the commercial internet have very advanced CDN. Why not we do the same? Not to compete with them, but to move content, scientific content, e-science content. Okay, so and also ICN, information-centric network. I think is something that the TN community should. Sorry, I keep saying TN and Asia Connect. All right. Okay, we can try to form team working group that design ICN on TN. Okay. Another very important topic that I like to discuss with you is that in order to promote research, particularly in countries with low income, we are faced with a very difficult problem. We have to pay very high fee to the IEEE ACM libraries, and there's no discount. From what I heard, no discount, right? We will charge the same rate as the institution in the US. Okay, so is there any possibility that Asia Connect as a group try to negotiate with organizations like ACM, IEEE, or publishers from scientific journals? We are, all of us are now in the trap of the publication mafia. So in order to try to find a little bit of a balance, can we as a group negotiate with them on reduced fees for country, our group of members? Or let us share with Korea or Japan. another thing is that I think this part you have been doing. You are promoting research collaborations, and I think this should be your key focus for Asia Connect. Not just deployment of internet technology, but application research, because you need to build very strong user communities so that you can provide evidence for different governments to support the R&E network. So I think I would like to conclude my talk. It was supposed to be 30 minutes. If it is too, if I finish early, you can have early tea, and I will still be around and welcome anyone to talk to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Kansana Kajnasus, to give us the next generation research and education networks. The next, I think, we need some caffeines in our bodies. The next section is going to be the coffee breaks, and I think we can be. We will be back at 10:50. 10:50. Thank you. And the one who drive your own car, you can bring your slip to stamp at the registration fonts นะคะเชิญค่ะตอนนี้นะคะเป็นช่วงของเวลาช่วง coffee break นะคะสำหรับท่านที่ขับรถมาเองนะคะสามารถนำสลิปนะคะมาสแตมป์ที่ด้านหน้าจุดลงทะเบียนนะคะแล้วก็พบกันอีกทีนะคะเวลา 10:50 ค่ะ
ไม่ต้องบอกเด็กอ่ะจัดโต๊ะเอาลงเลยครับเรื่องของอาจารย์บรรจัยนี้ใช่ไหมพี่นุ่มไอ้ที่พี่ก๊อฟให้ผมอาจารย์บรรจัยใช่ไหมของอาจารย์กาญจนาสายเสียงมันถึงคนไหม เดี๋ยวโพเดียมเวลาคนพูดให้ขึ้นพูดตรงนี้เอาตรงนี้ก็ได้ครับไม่ต้องขึ้นไม่โพเดียมไม่ขึ้นพอพูดเสร็จปุ๊บเนี่ยอันนี้ไว้ดิสคัทอ๋อแค่เป็นดิสคัทไอตอนดิสคัทใช่ไหมอาจารย์ไม่มีจออะไรเงี้ยไม่น่าจะคนที่นั่งอยู่บนไม่เห็นเลยครับดิสคัทก็แค่เอาแค่ที่ไม่ต้องต่อแล้วก็คือมีดีเลยตอนที่อันนี้ไม่ต้องกันเดี๋ยวพูดตรงนี้เชียร์คนหนึ่ง
เดี๋ยวจะมีเดี๋ยวพอเขาพิเศษเสร็จเขาจะมีพาร์ติชันคัดกันเดี๋ยวเอาเรียงอะไรเงี้ยเดี๋ยวรออาจารย์ชมพลไม่เอาแล้วเขาบอกเดี๋ยวมันบังสไลด์เขาบอกเดี๋ยวพิเศษไปก่อนแล้วเดี๋ยวพอดิดคัดแล้วค่อยมาตั้ง
แต่มันยาวเลยนะยาวช่วงเลยนะ
อะไรดีคัทเหรอดีคัทเขากี่อยู่นะ
ก็เนี่ยดิสคัทก็เนี่ยคือเซสชั่นดิสคัทคราวเลยนะชั่วโมงครึ่ง
ไม่เขาจะพิเศษก่อนมั้งเนี่ยอาจารย์เฉลิมพลหรือว่าจะยังไงไม่รู้
มันไม่มีเวลามันเป็นเซสชั่นเดียว
ไม่ถามอาจารย์เฉลิมพลเอาไม่รู้ฮัลโหลครับสวัสดีครับพอได้ครับว่า
ถ่ายรูปยัง
ไม่อยู่ครับมีงานข้างนอกที่ปทุมวันพิเศษครับมีงานสัมมนาของฟิลครับไม่ใช่ของออฟฟิศของเอเชียที่เป็นเครือข่ายเพื่อการศึกษาเอเชียครับเห็นมันสะดวกแล้วไม่มีพี่วัดอยู่มั้งครับก็แล้วแต่คอมพิวเตอร์คุยให้รู้เรื่องต่างคนต่างบอกไม่รู้ทำอะไร
คนนี้ก็ต่างอย่าง
ตอนนี้หลังที่เขาพิเศษนี่ใช่เขาเยอะพิเศษเขาคนตัวนี้
Do you think I'm the next one? Yes. Let me check.
Your PowerPoint video.
Yeah, the video clip.
Yes, sir.
It's working.
Knowledge achieved through research is what makes education.
This is quite how long? I'm not sure. You speak about section how long? 50. Wait, sorry.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah, yes, no problem. Thank you.
15 minutes 50 ทีเลยไอ้ตกใจรีบเลยยังพูดกินหมดเต็มเดี๋ยวพูดมา5 นาทีพูดได้10 นาทีเลยโอเคเขาคุยเรื่อง
มีว่าเขาเป็นคนก๊อปปี้ไว้ครับนี่ครับอาจารย์ตัวนี้เนี่ยวางใช่ไหมใช่อยู่ในท็อปตัวนี้ครับอาจารย์ในหนึ่งคลิปเลยครับอาจารย์แล้วอาจารย์ใช้ตัวนี้ได้เลยกดออนแล้วคลิปได้เลยครับก็ถ้าเกิดอาจารย์แสดงก็กดขึ้นหน้าจอมันเลยอาจารย์ตัวใหญ่แบบนี้ครับครับอาจารย์ก็ได้เลยครับแล้วตรงนี้เป็นพอยเตอร์ครับครับอาจารย์สต็อปก็กดตรงนี้อาจารย์ตัดไปก่อนนี่ครับอาจารย์ครับเป็นนี่ก่อนครับบางประเทศก่อนครับแล้วก็เป็นอาจารย์คงแก้วครับแล้วก็
เห็นผมมาพูดหลังญี่ปุ่น
โคชิ
มาเลเซีย
ใช่ครับนายครับน้องบอกว่าเขาพูดแล้วฟูจิแนวเนี้ยเนี่ยโอ้สิ
Hello everybody, I think you enjoy the coffee and bakes very much. The next section is going to be the Asia Connect collaborations. May I invite Dr. เฉลิมพล ชาญศรีพิญโย to be the moderator for these sections. Please welcome.
Okay, so for this session, actually we have our international guests to give some presentations and also some discussion after that. Since we have really limited space on the stage, so I would like to invite our international guests to give the presentation one by one, and after that we will have the panels on the stage. Okay, so first let me introduce our international guest from BD range, Bangladesh, Professor Dr. Qazi Saqib. He will give some introductions about the BD range. Okay, so you can come to stage, right?
Sawadika. Is that okay? Sawadika. Well, before starting the presentation, if you are not good at presentation, what do? You just hire some assistants, right? Yeah. That's what I did basically. I'm coming with a video first. So that video will tell everything what I wanted to tell you. So after that video, probably I can explain. Video? Yeah. Okay, so before starting the, okay, you can start, or I can start. What do you want? Yes. Oh, okay. So this is Professor Qazi Saqib. The full name is Qazi Muhammad Saqib. So I have two roles basically. I'm a professor from University of Dhaka, the largest university of my country, Bangladesh, and I'm also a consultant of BD-REN, Bangladesh Research and Education Network, because we thought that since BD-REN or any REN is meant to be connecting and communicating between universities and research organizations, so we need someone who can understand both things, like the network and the education or research as well. That's why I'm working there as a consultant. So before introducing the BD-REN, I want to show you a video that we prepared. Okay.
Knowledge achieved through research is what makes education precise for sustainable development. And for quality research, high-speed network is a must. With this concern, Bangladesh leaps ahead to provide education and research institutions a high-performance and supreme quality data communications network to materialize her dream of digital Bangladesh through establishing a dedicated research and education network. And BD-REN, Bangladesh Research and Education Network, came into being as a fulfillment of that cherished dream. And this BD-REN has the objectives of building and operating a high bandwidth, highly available and secure network, delivering networking services with cutting-edge technologies, providing cost-effective and best-in-class services, connecting with regional and global RENs, and introducing innovative services for the research and education community. Now, let's have a glimpse on some features of BD-REN. Nationwide transmission backbone network built on more than 3,200 kilometers highly secured optical fiber of PGCB. Over 300 kilometers own underground fiber to connect the universities even up to the remotest ones where no conventional ISP has its footprint. Cloud computing facilities and virtual machines from data center at UGC with disaster recovery center at Buet, which has been planned to be shifted to Joshore to ensure geographic redundancy, and 24/7 network operation center for extending uninterrupted services to its clients. Now, here comes the question, what makes BD-REN so special? Well, BD-REN connects its users with high-capacity, high-performance broadband network, many a time faster than a commercial internet connection, and with no usage-based charges. Highest quality of this network is guaranteed by ensuring very low latency and jitter. BDRAN's backbone network is designed using DWDM-based transmission technology, which allows data to be transferred at up to 400 gigabits per second. Researchers can enjoy a bandwidth of 1 Gbps while communicating with fellow colleagues in universities located within the country. Moreover, in order to ensure reachability of quality services to the end users, BDRAN is arranging regular capacity development programs, both in home and abroad, to enrich the workforce engaged in the IT community for delivering the services. For the researchers of Bangladesh to connect and collaborate with their regional and global counterparts in the common field of research in telemedicine, radio astronomy, distributed computing, climatology, agriculture, and similar other avenues, it's necessary to bring them in a common network. In order to do this, BDRAN has connected with Trans-Eurasia Information Network, commonly known as TAIN, which in turn is linked with other global RANs, including Internet 2, serving the RNE community in the United States of America. TAIN, which has recently been converted to Asia Connect, is providing the Asia-Pacific countries with a gateway for global research and education collaborations. At the same time, Asia Connect empowers developing Asian countries through participation in collaborative programs and works for bridging the digital divide that exists within the global communities of research, education, and health. Starting from September 2016, the 60 months-long Asia Connect project is co-funded by the European Union and participating Asian NRENs.
Okay, that's enough, I guess, because Asia Connect is already launched and introduced by our fellow colleagues. So let's go into the BDRAN. So I already introduced myself. I'm Qazi Saqib. I'm also working as a consultant, technical consultant at BDRAN. So what BDRAN stands for? BDRAN is Bangladesh Research and Education Network. It's like other NRANs in Thailand, CoRAN, MyRAN, etc. But we are lucky that basically we introduced the BDRAN under another project funded by World Bank. That project is called HECEP, Higher Education Quality Enhancement Project, and BDRAN is one of the prime components of that project. So basically the goal was to bridging higher education and research institutions under single network and connecting with global R&D networks. And we did it through collaboration with TAIN-CC. At that time it was TAIN-CC, but after that it converts to Asia Connect. And we also connected with PGCB, our power grid company of Bangladesh, BTCL, the national telephone and telecommunication company network, and BSCCL, that is the national submarine cable company of Bangladesh. So how BDRAN runs, I will explain all those things later. So BDRAN is basically run by their stakeholders. So we got like 4 types of members. One is full member. All public, private and international universities are full members. Associate members are medical colleges, dental colleges and all the research organizations. They are our associate members. Affiliated members is other organizations involved in financing and innovation in education sector. Whoever they are working there, they are our affiliated member. And we got some industry member as well who are working specifically on education sector. So BDRAN is run by a trust organization on not for profit basis. Operation and maintenance responsibility to BDRAN Trust. 11-member trustee board headed by the University Grants Commission chairman. That how our higher education is governed in Bangladesh. We got a commission called University Grants Commission. So the chairman of that UGC is the chairman of trustee board as well. So member in charge of BDREN UGC is vice chairman, that is one of the members of University Grants Commission is the member in charge, and vice chancellors from different public universities are member of the trustee board, and they are selecting on rotation basis, that is like they will be changed after 2 or 3 years. Vice chancellors from private universities, 2 representatives from Ministry of Education. So since we are closely working with the government as well, so we are having a representative from Ministry of Education as well, and inductee trustees too, basically those who are closely working with BDREN from industry, from different organizations, they are selected under this category. So all are selected for 2 years. So after 2 years, they will be it will be rotated. Only the chairperson and member in charge will be there because they are the ex officio. So what are the services that BDREN is providing right now? First of all, internet bandwidth. Then internet bandwidth. So internet bandwidth means like, since all the public universities, currently all the public universities and couple of private universities are connected under one network. So intranet means like universities connections are maintained by the BDREN, and we are also giving internet. So it's international and academic as well. We are also providing unified communication system. We are trying to establish IP based telephone and other communication methods since we got the backbone network. We are also giving virtual classrooms facilities, that is under the World Bank Fund. We established virtual classrooms in every universities, so where basically that virtual communication or distant learning communication facilities are installed already. So we are giving data center and cloud services as well, and obviously the training through TAIN and other funding resources as well. So this is the connectivity issues. So using that BTCL, that is our national telecommunication network and submarine cable network, we are connected with those 2 things, and using those we are giving the commodity network or commodity bandwidths. And we are also connected with TAIN or Asia Connect. So using that we are basically giving the research and education based specialized bandwidths, and other institutions are all connected with our data center. So as we already mentioned through the video presentation, our backbone network is designed on Power Grid Company of Bangladesh. So Power Grid Company of Bangladesh optical fiber network, which is nearly 3,200 plus kilometer long. And last mile connectivity is now more than 400. It's a bit earlier data. So more than 400 kilometer of optical fiber that we laid through the BDREN. 1G connectivity to each institutions, 34 public universities, 2 international universities, 3 private universities currently, but we are also working to accommodate or connect more universities, more research institutions. By December 31st, probably 12 medical colleges will be connected, 17 research organizations. 17 research organizations will also be connected with this network. So this is the network, and you can see that Bangladesh is not that much big, but still we can manage to cover all parts of the country. So all the universities located remotely or wherever they are located, basically they are connected with our backbone network. So infrastructure, transmission equipment, this is probably one, only ISP in Bangladesh where the transmission equipment is installed, maintained, located at BDREN. Internet POPs at all connected universities, and we got data center at UGC, that is University Grants Commission, where currently BDREN is located. We also are DR at a separate university to give the redundancy, And the storage area network is 400 terabyte capacity, dual connectivity there for redundancy, and computing facility having 480 core and 2304 GB of RAM. And we already established video conference system with virtual classroom at 33 public universities, but we are also extending that facilities to another 30 institutions, that research organizations and medical colleges. This is one of the picture of distant learning theaters. So such kind of establishment is established by the BDREN through World Bank Fund at currently at 33 public universities. And we are also doing some capacity building things. Since we are in the market, we have regularly been asked, like, what is the difference between traditional ISPs and BDREN or REN. So traditional ISP won't give you any capacity building things. So okay, so BDREN is providing that. So through that BDREN capacity building program, up to 2017, 30 number of training have been conducted, 1,466 number of trainees attended on those programs. And we also did some awareness programs, 11 number of awareness programs, 1,336 number of participants were there. And on top of that, research support funding and capacity building programs also conducted through TNCC and currently Asia Connect. Ongoing activities, as I said that we are also trying to expand 12 medical colleges, 3 universities, 10 research institutes. I think the number will be higher, not 10, it's 17 currently. And we are also trying to develop our own applications on top of our backbone network. Because my point is, since we got the backbone throughout the country, if we concentrate only on the bandwidth, probably we won't survive, because the commodity networks or ISPs, they are also coming fast, and their bandwidth is not bad actually. So we have to give something extra. So Thailand is there, so other RANs are there. So probably we need to think like how we can add some extra value to our users. Our users mean university professors, researchers and other things. So that's why basically we are trying to develop research gateway kind of thing. How can we maintain a research gateway within the country, and distance learning education framework. We are currently working these 2 avenues. So this is the BDREN cloud services. I already mentioned that, but if you want, I can give you little bit extra technical things. We got 24 blade servers, and each blade server got like 20 core and 96 GB of memory. And our storage is 200 terabyte in the data center and 200 terabyte in the disaster recovery center, and that cloud network is entirely 10G. So we are planning to make it 100G because we applied a separate fund to World Bank as well. We call it HIT, a separate program, separate funding program, and it will be started, I guess, in late 2019 or early 2020. And that's, I think, more technical. I don't need to explain that. And the services that we are currently providing, the virtual machines, hosting service, backup and restore service, and storage services. It's more on hosting. I think, okay, cloud services, hosting services. We are giving hosting services for university sites and content management system and email and other servers as well that we are currently providing. We are also giving virtual private servers, spatial computing. Say for example, in a couple of weeks ago, one of the professors, he invented or identified the genome sequences of Hilsha fish, and before that, like Jute Research Institute, they also did similar kind of stuff, and they used our facilities. We also provide short-term lab environment. So say for example, you want to conduct some seminar or something for 30 students or blah blah blah. So if you ask us, we can create that 30 number of virtual labs for you, and you can use it. And educational storage, we also provide the backup data. Services that we are currently thinking: hot standby and virtual learning education hosting, desktop video conferencing, and live streaming. That's what we are currently thinking, but not yet we implemented. Other special services that we are providing through BDREN, one is EduROM. So EduROM is currently providing in 4 universities, and other universities, other existing universities, we couldn't because of that infrastructure that they are having, because they don't have that centralized wireless controller kind of thing. So we need to then implement every AP, which is not feasible. So but the new campus networks that we are establishing in 12 medical colleges and 17 research institutions and almost 20 public universities, there basically we are having a structured LAN there. So probably by December 31st EduROM facilities will be there. And we are also trying, it's on the R&D stage, so we are trying to create a federated identity. If you know that, it's more like single sign-on kind of thing, and in EduROM you will get only the bandwidth from partner institutions, but through that federated identity probably you will also get the resources on top of bandwidth. Okay, no, I think we don't need that. That's how we are doing this thing. So this is the present infrastructure as at a glance. So I already mentioned couple of times, but again I'm just giving you some reminder. If you have any questions, probably you can ask me later. So backbone is 3200 kilometer, and the network is OPGW. Last mile connectivity is 400 kilometer plus underground fiber. Endpoint connectivity, public universities currently 34, but by the end of this year it will be, in total it will be more than 60 in total, including the research organizations and universities. Distance learning theater currently at 33 public universities, but by end of December it will be more than 60. And our cloud computing facilities as well, the applications and services that we are currently providing, internet bandwidth, and we get redundancy, and 7/24 NOC services, so NOC services are there. And we are also having a service level agreement with each of the universities, so the service is guaranteed. Distant learning theater, all public universities except BOU, the Bangladesh Open University, because they already have their own cloud computing facilities and other facilities. And capacity building, local training, round robin fashion, that is we are giving basically local training to all the university IT professionals, like not only for the teachers, we are giving that training to the IT professionals, because like if the IT personals are already ready and in line with the current state of the art technologies, it is very easy for us to maintain the network, because they are the first point who will go and identify the problem. And we also arrange foreign training as well, and it is competitive. Usually we arrange some local trainings, and from that local training, the people who are doing good, we send them to the foreign training. And we are also internship and exchange visit as well. This is on request. Usually students are coming, research students and other students. I think last week I met a couple of army personnels. They are also coming for sharing the looking at our infrastructure and sharing the experiences. So that what basically BDREN is currently doing. I tried to summarize the whole thing. whole thing that we are doing. But I'm telling you, since I'm working there, so maintaining that huge network, the maintenance part is tremendous. So probably we are always busy to maintain the whole network. Almost 60-70% time is always we are busy with the cable cut, new cable layout, new equipment update, patch update, the software update, this kind of stuff. And beside that, we are also we try to do such kind of things to be distinguished from the local ISPs, because they are the competitors right now. So that's all from I think I'm on time, right? Okay. So thank you. Probably we will talk later about that if you have any questions. Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll have the panel discussion after almost at the end of the session. So please keep your questions, and then we will open for the floor later. It's very interesting and impressive talks, because I remember last year I was invited to the BDRAN launch in Bangladesh, and at that time I shared my experience about Thailand to your country. Now I saw your presentation, and I feel that it's like you changed a lot since last year, and maybe at the end of the session we'll have more discussion about that. Okay, maybe we'll learn more from you in terms of the communities and the services that you have. Okay, our next speaker is from Laos. Let me invite Dr. Phomkeo Jantamali from Laos. He also the Asia Connect Steering Committee, which basically will manage the whole projects behind this event, behind the Asia Connect. So please welcome Dr. Phomkeo.
Good morning. My name is Phomkeo. If you pronounce in Thai language, my name is Phomkeo Jantamali. Yes, very similar to Thai language, but maybe the spelling is different type of spelling in English. My name is Phomkeo. I come from National University of Laos. The thing that I would like to speak to today is something related to Laos higher education. How we attempt to establish the Lao LandNet, because Lao RAN or LandNet is still not official one, but we do something like a temporary LandNet that belong to National University of Laos, and something that relate to how to establish the LandNet up to now. Next, I would like to talk something about my country. Maybe Thai people understand well about Laos, because we are in the near country, but different in some condition for development. Like Professor Kanchana talked last moment, she talked about, because we are in many different condition in development. That's why in order to do the collaborative network is something problem inside our countries. For example, Laos is not big and not small country. Population is about 7.5 million. It's less than Thailand of about 10 times. because Thailand population maybe 25 million, something like that. But Laos is only 7.5 million. Talking about GDP, Laos GDP is only 17 billion US dollar, but Thailand 455, something like that. If we talk about how different in GDP for one person for capita, Thai people might got the money of around 6,000, but Laos only 2,000 is something like 3 times less than Thai people. Is something like that, and I can show some difference in another neighbor country like Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar also. This because talking about this condition is something related to how to have the confidence to invest for technology for the education. But this slide I would like you to understand about how the internet penetrate in Laos. For example, in 2016 we have only 22, and maybe this year might be 25% internet user in Laos. Here, this is the organization with the Ministry of Education and Sport. We have sport inside the Ministry of Education. We have some department that relate directly to Laos. R&E, Research and Education, is Department of Plan, and the second main department is the Department of Higher Education. But in Thailand, there are something like a Higher Education Commission, but we have something like a department that belong directly to Ministry of Education. And the Lao Research and Education community, we have not much the number of research and education, higher education. We have only 5 public universities, 14 public provincial colleges, and some not more than 30 private colleges in the whole country. It is very small and very something like a weak or still not strong that we want to do the research. This is our situation. The research institute, there are some big national research institute like NAFRI, NAS or NERI, that we have only 4 or 5 national research level. This means why I talk about this, because this is our LANET member in now and in the future. Talking about national university, because national university is quite is a largest university in Laos. We have many around 1,000 teaching staff. That's why we are the big organization that utilize LANET. That's why now, because we have not had the official LANET, because LANET is something like an organization that need the budget, need human resource, need many things in order to realize the utility of the network. That's why the government assigned university to be something like a temporary LANET, something like that. That we don't have something like a Uninet or Thailand or some like something like a central organization or consortium to be in the middle of many organizations of R&E, but we do ourselves to act like a central partner, central organization to do something like a research and education network. This is for the, as you know, because Laos is an in continental country, we have the, I have to say thank you for Thailand or for Thai to allow us to connect through Thailand to international rain, something like that, that we can connect to Thailand due to our cooperative talk, and we have been allowed to pass through Thailand to Singapore or from Thailand to Hong Kong, something like that. This is Thai Uninet, right? I got this picture from Thai Uninet. In order Laos to be a network, the yellow part is Vientiane. We have only some research and education institution in Vientiane, and some very few in Luang Prabang in the north, and in Savannakhet and Champasak, that all are near to Thailand. That's why the network is connected and linked through Thailand through Thai Uninet to Bangkok and forward to Singapore. But how up to now we, as I said, I mentioned a little bit, because LANET is an organization, we in order to be one organization, it is very important for Lao government that to permit for establish one organization is very hard to be accepted, and we cannot let research and education to belong to private sector, because private sector in Laos is also very weak, not strong enough to be or to run the work like this, because the private sector must think about the benefits also. That's why LANET should belong to government, but government is very late to very hard to accept this. That's why we try to establish more. We have worked with many countries from 2005, around 2005. Thai Uninet, especially Professor Kanchana, went to Laos many times to push. Why you cannot be something like this? But it is very hard to succeed, because it depends on government also. Talking about technical part, we also test many things for the possibility of linking to Thailand many times, and up to now the physical link is come up with what we can link physical link together between Laos and Thai Uninet in Bangkok. The problem is how to utilize this. We have to have physical activity together also. And with government, we talk with Prime Minister Office, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, and Amman Laos University together. On top, it's okay, that's very good idea, but in order to officially accept is who will do that? How much we have money? If the comment like this it is very big problem for us. However, we still not to give up. This is the idea of link. The first one would be the link from NAFRI, National Agriculture and Forestry Institute, to Noon, because Noon is as a temporary LANET, and another we have physical link, and link to another university by physical network by SHEF. SHEF is a strengthening higher education project. We have project like this and to link together in the countries, in our country, something like that. But maybe noon would be landed hub and connect through bridge in the middle, friendship bridge, through LANIC. LANIC is Lao Internet Committee. It's something that belongs to government, that government have to do something like a national gateway and connect to friendship bridge to Thai Uninet and go to Singapore. Only 10 megabit. If 10 megabit is quite small, it's very small, but the utility is very small and smaller than this. Anyway, if the link comes through, now the link is come through Thailand to international RAN like this. But the possibility of linking to international RAN, maybe we can link to Vinaran and Senet. Senet is a Chinese RAN, China RAN. However, to link to through Vinaran or Senet is very hard. Because the location of Lao higher education institution is near Mekong River. We can connect to Thailand, to Isan area is more convenient. And because of the kindness of Thailand, Thai Union, we can connect easily to this through Thailand to Singapore. And of course, for talking about the utility, we hopefully to use this network for something like data, for research data, and do collaboration with another country for research. But doing the research in Laos, not only the number of researchers is very small, but the research is only used for one by one, not to be in the stage of international cooperation. There are some researchers, they do some research not through the network. It's something like a typical doing. But another utility might be some share of the resource, because we lack of human resource and facility and knowledge. That's why we try to stimulate the government to have some idea and to do some investment for how to invest technology in order to shortage in order to escape the problem of human resource shortage or facility or something like that. And I think it's very similar to another country in order to use the technology for education. This is and some activity that we would like to use LANET in Laos, and now we have some project to support to LANET indirectly, like the project that I said that is SAFE, strengthening higher education project that we try to we also have some small budget for linking the 4-5 university to be to work together for the education, especially e-learning, something like that. And we also have some ASEAN university network that try to have some project, and the government of South Korea also support some highlight project. It is called ACU, ASEAN Cyber University Project. It is e-learning project also, and I think this kind of project can support us indirectly in order to strengthen the research and education network, something like that. Thank you. Thank you for I talk only the case of not progressive, but talk about the problem. I always talk something like problem, not the successful thing. Thank you.
Okay, so Again, we'll keep some questions for the end of the sessions. Next, we also have another international speaker from Japan. Let me invite Mr. Koichi Fujinuma from NICT Japan. He is the Director of ICT Testbed Coordination and Planning Office. Please welcome Mr. Koichi.
Thank you for the introduction. I would like to explain about the NICT's integrated testbed. I hope our activity, by explaining our activity, we hope collaboration more with the Asian Connect activities. And I'm in charge of ICT testbed coordination and planning, and I'm a director for policy and management side, and at the ICT testbed R&D promotion center. And let me first introduce our organization briefly. NICT is a National Institute of Information and Communication Technology, and the Seoul National Research Institute in the field of ICT in Japan. We are doing R&D activity, but also we are funding agency. This is a unique point of this organization, and our organization is supervised by the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communication in Japanese Home Show. And actually, I'm dispatched from Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communication. I'm a government official. And this is the current NICT's testbed. Based on the ultra high-speed R&D network called JGN, we have other testbed like large-scale emulation facilities, Starbed, and sensor cloud infrastructure for large-scale IoT service, JOSE, and wide area SDN testbed, RISE, and so on. And we are, on the right side, we are now integrated as a testbed like Caravan testbed, LPWA testbed, and M2M testbed, AI testbed, and other testbed. We would like to explain this later. And current activity in 2006 and 2007, we have 148 research projects and 318 organizations are involved in this project. And 1/3 is from the academia, and 1/3 is from the private sector. NICT researchers also use this testbed. And I want to talk about the current JGN situation. And JGN started operation in 1999. At the time, NICT was called CRL or TAO at the time. And JGN has international circuit and domestic circuit. And we upgraded international circuit to 100 gigabps last October. And 100 gigabps line is Tokyo to Hong Kong and Hong Kong to Singapore. And 1 gigabps line Singapore to Bangkok. And JGN support cutting-edge network experiments like high-speed application, for example, uncompressed 8K, 8,000 pixel video transmission, and time-sensitive application like next generation's ICT supported surgery, etc. And we have been in Japan. We have been collaborating with SciNet to extend network reachability in Japan. And the next slide shows the 100 gigabps Asia Pacific link. We have made MOU within the Asian Pacific regions organization like Internet 2 or Transpac or Singalen or and SciNet. By using the MOU, we can collaborate each other. And next slide shows the one demonstration we have conducted last year by using three of our 100 gigabps line within the MOU. We send 231 gigabps data transmission over the three networks. And as an example, it's an uncomplexed 8K video transmission experiment. In Japan, we have been conducting Sapporo Snow Festival every February, and every February we transmit the video data by using JGN. And this year we transferred the data to Hong Kong, Singapore, and Singapore people can see the movie of the Sapporo Snow Festival, and in Japan we could see the video data of Malayan, something like that in Singapore. And more than 50 organizations joined the demonstration. And next slide shows the other testbed called Jose and Starbed. Jose is the IoT verification testbed, and we have IoT emulation environment called Starbed in Kanazawa Prefecture, and sensor group for and cloud for IoT field testing. And this is a result of the Jose, and we have been conducting many R&D experiments in 33 field trial in 7 targeted themes. Themes like smart city, disaster monitoring, infrastructure, agriculture, health and medical, and transport, and network management. And this is an explanation of Starbed. Starbed has more than 1,000 PC clusters dedicated to diverse huge-scale verifications. Real-time emulation can do in this machine. And this is an example of using a Starbit. So only using simulation is sometimes poor accuracy of the result. And for doing field trial with real system, which may have high cost and poor scalability, to solve the problem, we think emulation is a key to effective solution. And this movie shows the where to put the mobile station, mobile base station. So we can emulate the wireless transmitting pattern by using the system. And next slide. Lastly, I want to present a new activity in the field of IoT. One is a caravan testbed, which is a portable wireless communication apparatus, and portable system standby up to 3 months dedicated use for IoT environment, and which is consist of sensor device and communication device and portable server edge node and battery, and which can set for IoT's first last 1 mile. And next example is a LPWA testbed, which is by using this one we can verification field with multiple LPWA. And this is the consistent of the caravan system testbed. We have sensor and networks like Wi-Fi and LPWA, and we also have the IoT gateway. By using IoT gateway, we can connect easy and secure LTE line to the NICT's core network like JGN, JOSE, and Starbit. User cannot do anything by using IoT gateway. User don't do anything, needs to do anything. IoT gateway can do automatically connect. And lastly, LPWA testbed. In Yokosuka Prefecture, we prepared the field trial using Sigfox, LoRa, Y-SAN at the same time by using the testbed. So these are our recent activity in NICT's testbed. We support transnational science through our integrated testbed with high speed and IoT network and distributed cloud. We are now preparing not only high-speed network but also IoT issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We still have one more presentation from Thailand. So let me invite Associate Professor Panchai Thassanawong will come to give the presentation about research and education network in Thailand. Please welcome Dr. Panchai.
morning. So my name is Panchai Thantasnawong from the Uninet and also with the chair of the Thailand. So I think in this morning session you can listen about the Thailand. What is the Thailand? So right now for today we will introduce the Thailand for our participant. In the past time in the Thailand we have two major networks. The first one is called the Uninet. It came from University Network. So it means that university in Thailand mostly is the public university connect together with the Uninet. And we have another network which is called the Thaisan. The Thaisan is stand for the from the research side. The Uninet is in Ministry of Education, and the Thaisan is Ministry of Science Technology. So in the past time we linked to major network for the research education together, so we call Thailand. But in the next year maybe we can integrate two ministry together, so it's maybe still the Thailand. And for the Thailand we have another network to the research network, so that we call the Thailand from here. In this picture we show that the network map, so you can see the Uninet here and you can see the Thaisan here. So for the Uninet we provide the network to the university. So in this map you can see that for the network we have divided into parts. The first one is we call the community internet. It's called IIG. So it means that most of the public university included University Ratchapat Ratchamongkol, something like that, is connect to internet using this ring. Okay, and you can see in the right hand side that we have the provide the research network also. So this is only the single network in Thailand that connected to the research network. So it's been that through 3BB something like that, it cannot connected to the research network. So and right now we have the Thaisan here and the Thailand. Okay, and also we connect to the Asia Connect that we already mentioned it this morning, and also the JJNet and ICT is provided. We also connect to the internet too in US, so it means that Research Institute and Academic Institute in Thailand can connect to the APAN, JJN in Japan, Asia Connect in Trans-Eurasia Network, and in US. So in this research network is a project based, so it means that there is no Facebook, there is no Line, there is no Instagram in this network. Only this network we provide the Facebook, Line, something like that. So if you want to connect to the research network, it means that you need to go to this part to the research network. Okay. We also connect to the MOE, connect to the OBEC network for the basic education. And you can see in the left hand side we have the BKNIC here. So the BKNIC is stand for the Bangkok Neutral IX. So it means that the BKNIC is connect to the most of the major ISP in Thailand, for example 3AS, 3BB, something like that, connected together to the BKNIC. So it means that the institute, for example, for the private institute, for example the private university, can use this research network also by connected to the BKNICs and we have from the Thailand and to the research network. So it means that from the other academic institute, for example, Sripatum, Krungthep University, something like that, so we can connect to this side and to this side and to the research network. So the application for the research network is the project based. So it means that if you want to have some collaboration with the LEN network, for example, BDREN or the NICT or the Asia Connect or the Internet 2 in US, something like that, you will have the project. For example, if you have the MOU, for example, if Thai University have the MOU with the US or with the European country, university, or in the Asian country. So if you have And if you have the collaboration project, for example, you have the telemedicine, you have the e-sign project, something like that, so you can connect to this site. And because this Thailand is funded by the Thai government, so it means that there is no cost, free of charge. So it means that in this research network, there is no cost from the research network. It's provided from the Thai government. But for the another connection to peering to the Thailand, it depends on your institute. For example, if you come from the Thai University, Thai Public University, Chulalongkorn, Mahidol, Ratchapat, Ratchamongkra, something like that. So it's provided by the unit already. So it's no connection fee. Or if you in the Thai San side, for example, NECTEC or NASDA, something like that. So it means that you can connect with the Thai San and also to the research network also. And because we have some policy in the near future, so it means that we will divide the basic school or vocational to another network peering. But with this BKNIC mechanism or with the peering mechanism, so vocational or the basic school still also can connect to research network also. Okay. So this is the Uninet network. So because some member from here, we have already provided the fiber core around the country. So we have the super node now in the Bangkok, and we have the provincial nodes, distribution node, and the last mile. So in this year, we try to upgrade the link from the 50G to the 100G. So this is the BKNIC. So if you have the more information, you can go to the website of the BKNIC. So this is the activity from the BKNIC. What is the service for the Thailand? We have many service for the Thailand. For example, we have the in the part of the university. So we provided for example, auto library, ITC, something like that for the university. And for the knowledge, we have the tele-education, telemedicine, digital library, something like that in the knowledge network. So all things is provided by the Thai government. So if you can share the resources with the Uninet, so there is no cost. So this is the internet services is for the public university, and some is still, for example, Pramangkutgao University, for example. So we provide the internet for the internet, community internet is called the IIG. So we have the national exchange, we have the LAN network. So this is provided by the Thailand. This is for the knowledge network. We have the Union Catalog, Teacher TV, something like that, reference database. So it means that Thai University, for example, in the reference database. We also have another application, for example, video conference or the Thai MOOC. Thai MOOC is stand for the Thai Massive Open Online Course, the e-learning or Eduroam that I think some people in this room already use Eduroam. This is the member of the Uninet. We have the university here about more than 200 university, vocational and basic school, but maybe in the near future we can concentrate it only for the university and higher education only and research. For the research collaboration that I mentioned that for about the LAN network, the LAN network is not the internet, so it means that we can connect to the US, for example, in the university in US with the high speed. For example, if you have the bandwidth, something like this. So if you have we have to provide bandwidth of, for example, 1.6G to the Asia Connect. It means that you can connect to the European country in the Asia, Australia, New Zealand with this speed, 1.6 gigabit per second. So it's not like the internet. It means that if you have internet of, for example, 1 gigabit internet, so it means that we share bandwidth. But this is the dedicated bandwidth. But this is the project based. So if you want to connect with this research network, you have the project. This is the TIER network. I think the speaker in this morning is already mentioned about the TIER network already. So we connect to the TIER network. In this picture, you can see that we can connect to the Australia, New Zealand, and most of countries in Asia and in Europe. In Europe, if you have some collaboration with the research through the European side, in Europe, they have the GEON network. It's a research network also connected to the country in the European. So it means that if you have some research collaboration, you can connect it to. This is the GEON network, and this is in Thailand network. So we connect to the Laos, something like that, and we connected to the. We have two nodes connected to Singapore and to the Hong Kong. This is for the redundant. So it means that if some link is down, we can go to another link. For the research activity, I think it's the same as the research network like the BINALIN or NICT. So we have the tele-education, we have the tele-meeting, something like that. Tele-consultation is for the telemedicine, something like that. This is the activity. We will have the case study of the telemedicine in this afternoon. So maybe you can have the more information from the speaker in the afternoon session about the telemedicine. This is endoscopic that the speaker in the afternoon will be more detail about that. And we have proud to introduce it's called the National ISAN project. It is an initiative from our Princess Sirinthorn. So we can have shared information from the CERN in Switzerland, and we archive the data from the CERN network in Thailand. And Professor Shinorat will be mentioned about this project in the afternoon too. So it means that we can have the many information around the world to connect, and we also share the computing power. So it means that right now for the ISAN project we have some high performance computing power located in, for example, Chulalongkorn, Suranari, for example, and in NECTEC, something like that. So right now we can share the computing power for the high performance computing application. And also you can see in the LEN network, we connect to the Singapore, something like that. In Singapore, there are the project is called A-Star. They also have to provide the HPC also. So it means that you can share if you have the collaboration, if you have MOU, something like that, you can share the computing power with the country in the research network. This is the ISAN project. Professor Shinorat will mention in this afternoon. The EduRoam, it means that you can have, for example, professor and student in the university. If you can go to another university or go abroad, and you can see the SSID at the room, you can connect automatically. No need to request for the password authentication, something like that. And in the next year, we have talked with the ISP provider, for example, through AIS3BB, something like that. So it means that we can provide at the room SSID to the public area, for example, in the Suvarnabhumi airport, in the Don Mueang, or the public area. So if you are the members of the Thailand, both NECTEC or the both UNINET, so if your university have the EduRoam, so it means that you can go abroad or go to another university and connect with the Wi-Fi. No need to authentication. So this is the EduRoam project. This is the right now most of universities in Thailand have already implemented the EduRoam project. And also the OPTIEN that maybe the presenter from the TIEN-STAR CC is mentioned about the OPTIEN project already. We also have the capacity building. So it means that we can have some courses or some project. Mostly in the Asia Connect project, we have some package place working project to the capacity building, for example, security or the network, something like that. So we also provide the capacity building to our member both from the university and from the research side. So this is the end of my presentation. I think we can have if you have some more information, you can talk with me or with the NECTEC staff, maybe in the lunch or in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
I think we still have about 30 minutes for the panel discussion. So may I invite all the speakers for this session come to the stage, and we'll have some chairs. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Okay. So please, all the speakers for this session, please come to the stage. Okay, so now from our beginnings, you have listened to different research and education network in different countries, and there are different stages. As you can see, some countries have very advanced infrastructure like Japan, and some are still developing. So for this session, let me first open the floor to all the participants, that if you have any question regarding to what the speaker have presented before, please feel free to ask or raise your hand. We'll give you the microphone. Any questions? Okay.
Yes, my name is Virat Lerpetun from Sibatum University. I would like to have a question for Bangladesh. What is the key success factor that you did such a very dramatically change in very short time? What is the key success factor of that? Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the question. If you call it a success, then it is a success, but we are not considering it as a success still, because a long way to go, number one. And basically, it's two things. One is funding, and second one is policy. So for higher education quality enhancement, we started working since 2007 or 9, I guess, from 7 to 8. And by this time, our government also took some initiative to turn our country as a digital country, digital Bangladesh. So it just coincided, first of all. And secondly, World Bank and other funding agencies, they also came up and they funded through some other projects. So money was there, intention was good. Policy was there, and some good people, good engineers who were also worked behind to design the whole thing. So for new countries, I'm not talking about Thailand, but for other countries like Laos or other countries. So I would suggest to have, invest on the design phase first. What do you want to do and how you want to achieve this one. So after that, probably phase by phase you can achieve. Say in our cases, so when that RAIN concept came, we were thinking like how it's possible. So is it possible to establish the transmission network and the backbone network through a single project or maybe a single organization? Then basically we sat together and we were discussing, and suddenly we identified that PGCB, that is Power Grid Company, they already laid that fiber throughout the country. Why don't we utilize that? It's a lease based. We leased it from PGCB for 20 years. Probably it will be leased in as well. So another 20 years or 100 years, because both are government organizations, so no problem. But the design
the initial design, it was very important. We designed it maybe 10 years back, but now it is materializing. So it's a long way, basically. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, that's exactly what I would like to ask. Thank you for the questions, because I still remember last year when I was invited to Bangladesh for the launch event. At that time, we have a sharing session, right? And they are working with us to come up with the good models, how to build the research and education networks. And we share the different models from different countries. And Bangladesh is very active, and now we can see that they have moved so fast and very successful to build their own research and education networks. Okay, yeah, please.
Thank you. Jeffrey Abasaf from Department of Science Service. So I would like to ask Mr. Fujinuma. I'm a bit confused. What is the difference between simulation and emulation for network designing? Because it's like, how can you like gather the data from the, environmental information from surrounding that you try to install the infrastructure? So it's going to change by the time, right? So what is the difference by simulation and emulation? How can you emulate the hardware? Yes.
Okay. Okay. Emulation. Okay. Emulation. In terms of emulation, we learn the real software on the machine. For example, when making some software, and we learn the software on the more than 1,000 machine, and when run on the PC, some bugs can be found by using many PCs interactions. And for the radio wave simulation, we have the software for the radio wave, and we emulate the software. So my explanation is confusing, but it's a mixture of simulation and emulation.
So you have to observe the environment, isn't it? Like observe the radio wave around there and network around that, and it's become emulation, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. And we are testing network software environment by emulation.
Okay. All right. I get it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone would like to ask more questions? Would you like to ask? Professor Kat.
Okay. Pankao is a long time. You know, you refer to me as a pusher. I push National University of Laos to start this project by setting up LearnNet, and now I saw a new name, Lauren or something. Is it going to be a different organization, or why don't you put yourself under LANIC and then get everything done in one go?
Yes, we have so many possibilities to do. But for example, if we let LANIC to be something like LANET, because LANIC is Central Internet Organization, something like that, that belong to government, that managed by government. We try to let this task or this responsibility to them. Of course, we are in different ministry. They don't want to manage with the education network. They just want to manage for something like a commercial or some some general network, not. If we let them do, we would have some bigger load, something like that. It is possible to let them responsible for this work. It should belong to Ministry of Education, something like that. But when we come back to talk with Ministry of Education, oh, this is an organization that we have to give this matter to National Assembly, something like that. That's why it is quite big. That's why they.
I heard about this 10 years ago.
Yes, but not to be approved. Not yet. But that's why ministry let National University to work as a temporary LENEP, something like that.
I think so. Maybe Professor Kazi Sakib can share with us some experience that you built your network. I know, as I mentioned that last year I went there, and at that time you still haven't come up with the models, like for example the financial models. So can you share with us, maybe that could be the example that Laos can be can use for building their research and education networks?
Thank you. Well, there are two parts. One is like setting up the network, and the second one is the sustainability, like how we can sustain. Well, setting up the network, I said that we were lucky because we had like couple of funds from various organizations. So and the design was there already. So since the design was there and fund was there, so it's a good marriage, and network is there. Next question is how we can actually sustain, because as I said, having a countrywide network means it's a countrywide headache as well, because always problem is everywhere. So we studied various models, various countries' models. Say for example, Thai REN, My REN, Co-REN, and other RENs. So we have seen that like in one country, probably government is taking all the pains, like they are funding all the staff and giving the the human resources as well, because it's a continuing process, right? So you need human resources to manage all the staff. And in one country we started like, okay, government is supporting nothing, zero. That company, that's basically they are acting as a company, they are surviving by their own, they are earning. Okay, so in one country we have seen that, okay, 50-50 model. In another country it's 30-70 model. So we studied all the stuff, and later basically our government, they thought like, okay, how about building a separate trust? Under that trust, BDREN can run. So, as an endowment fund, Bangladesh government, they provide us 90 crore, which is 10 million or something around. It's 10 million around Taka, BDT. Is it BDT or USD? Maybe USD. Anyway, so they give us, for the BDREN. Okay, so using that money as a seed, BDREN now planning to survive on its own. So we talked with the University Grants Commission, since BDREN is under the University Grants Commission, and University Grants Commission is nothing but the Ministry of Education, that what you have. So we sat together and we identified that, okay, if we go a subscription based model, like since almost 40 public universities are connected, oddly 20 research organizations are connected. Medical colleges are coming, I mean medical universities are coming. Probably in the next phase, our higher education colleges will also come inside the network. So if we establish a subscription-based model, say for example, every year, I'm from University of Dhaka, so Dhaka University has to pay I mean it's around $10,000 or $20,000 or something. Okay, so by having this, say we got like hundreds of educational institutions are connected. So if every institutions pay something like that, so basically you can grow by yourself. I mean you don't have to go to government or other organizations to give us money. So you can go by yourself. So this is one thing, and but basically it will be started from 31st December. I mean after 31st December, 1st January. So after that we can tell you like whether we can sustain or not. But my point is like since this is working tremendously good in my country, so probably being a professor of University of Dhaka, we will create the pressures like okay, BDN cannot be stopped. Okay, so we need to keep it survived. So probably we will also work for it. So that's how maybe I mean it will work fine. And from technological point of view, basically we are upgrading not as rapidly as other up countries are doing, but at least we are keeping that pace. We are I mean, continuously we try to change ourselves from a human resource point of view and from technological point of view as well. So as I can tell you, like initially we used DWDM network, but now we are thinking like, okay, how can we change it? And we already started changing small links. Okay, so we are trying, and later we thought like, okay, all the network equipments are currently supporting 10G networks. So now we just started to convert it to 100G networks. So yes, we are always doing those stuff. But my point is like in our third world countries, the main problem is human resources. I mean, we are lucky that we got some couple of good human resources in the back office, so they are working hard, and in the front office we get some good policymakers as well, so they are continuously supporting. So probably that's the reason. I don't know, maybe.
So the model you are using right now is still less than 1 year, right? Because you start in the 1st of January.
Well, the money that what we are using,
the financial model that you are using.
Yeah, that we will start from 1st January 2019.
Oh, okay.
So, but before that, we already have that endowment fund, that 90 crore, and we already having some subscription money, but we are not giving that much pressure like, hey, you have to give it. No, we are not telling this right now, but maybe next year we will tell like, okay, since you are an university, you have to give the money from next year.
Okay. Funding is a major issue.
Funding is the most important thing. Yeah.
And how do you work with the power authority of Bangladesh? I saw your presentation that you use their networks, their fiber optics, right? Yeah. So how do you trade or work with them?
So first of all, both are government organizations, right? The power, PGCB power, that PGCB, that's power government board of something, a power grid company limited. PGCB and UGC, both are government organizations. Okay, so later, since they laid the fiber optic cable across the country for their own need, but they were not using this for data transmission. They were using for their power. Okay, so we went there and we said them like, okay, since you have that capacity and you are not utilizing it properly, so how about this? You just give it for the sake of betterment of higher education, okay? So they said, okay, they have their own policies. So they said, we can give it for corporate social responsibility, but corporate social responsibility has some limits, so we can give you for free. So we sat together and we identified that, okay, they can lease it out. Okay, so they lease only the fiber and we put our instruments to make it a network, transmission equipments. So that's how it works basically. It's probably the lease amount is not that much because they said it's part of CSR and part of lease. So that's how it works. And it's for 20 years. So already 7, 8 years already gone. But we are sure like we can have it for next 20 or 100 years. Okay.
I think in Thailand we are also trying to do in that model, right? But at the end, I'm not sure why it's come up that we have to lay all the fibers. Maybe,
maybe in Thailand we have two models. It's like the rent. We have our own fiber core, and we lend some from the power company also. But this the most of the fiber is our own fiber.
Basically, can I add one thing? I mean, we also laid our own fibers, but that's on the last mile. Okay, so from the power grid company to universities. So from that is basically ours. Otherwise, the backbone network is power grid company.
We also provide for the last mile because in Thailand for the university we have about 200 universities. We provide to the university. That means include the last mile. But in the basic school, we have about 40,000 schools in Thailand. We provide only the nearly 10,000 schools in Thailand to the last mile, something like that.
May I ask you one thing? I mean, how you survive? I mean, what is the sustainability model for you?
No sustainability model now, because our thing is funded from the government. Yep.
So for Laos, do you think that with the good example from Bangladesh, if you got like seed fundings, and then do you think that you can manage to build your research and education network according to what you have seen from other countries?
To do the research or to do the research activity is not only research itself, but it depends on how Laos economic is developed. Because Laos is very the land is quite big, a little bit big, but compared to the number of population, it's very small. That's why the need of research, the need of development, the need of competency is very low. That's why staff or we will have very limited number of researchers, and that's why the needs and the economic environment is quite low. Need something like that. That's why even we have some fund, we get some fund from somewhere, for example, and to install the network. But the problem is might be utility or sustainability, something like that. That's why I don't dare to say if I have money I can do that, do this. I don't say like that, because the economic and social environment is something like a bopenyang, never mind, something like that. In Laos, not to push, not to rush. Do you know Lao PDR? Some people say Lao PDR is not Lao People Democratic Republic. It is Lao, please do not rush, something like that. That's why we run quite slow.
Another word, NATO. What is NATO?
I say another word. Some people say Laos is a member of NATO. NATO is NATO, right? Yeah. Is something some troop organization in the North Europe, right? North Atlantic, something like that. That's why. But not the NATO. The NATO like this. Laos is no action, talk only. Something like that. No action, no action, talk only. We just talk. We just talk. But we don't have some condition to do. The needs of economic development is slow, not rush. But we have the economic growth of around 7% per year. But 7% of something like the light of candle, but 0.01 of the light of the sun is bigger, right? ใช่ไหมเพราะว่า 7% ของเศรษฐกิจเล็กๆมันก็ยังเล็กอยู่ดีมันก็ไม่เท่า 0.00 อะไรเปอร์เซ็นต์ของเศรษฐกิจที่ใหญ่ That's why it's still small. I said a little bit in Thailand. In Thailand, yes.
Okay. Let me go back to Japan. Okay. I would like to know how do you convince your government to always provide the funding? Because like Thailand, we also looking at some other country like Japan is our one good example. You always have some advanced infrastructure, advanced research, and so many projects. So how do you convince your government to provide the funding?
Okay. Yeah, our job is to request budget to the government and Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communication. And the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communication also request to the Ministry of Finance. And and nowadays broadband itself is difficult to request. So. For example, we are considering upgrade to 400G, but 400G itself may difficult to convince Ministry of Finance. So we are combine many projects, as I said today, with a combination of IoT and broadband, or broadband wireless and wired combination, or a combination with AI. So with a mixture of this technology, we are requesting try and try, and sometimes succeed.
Okay, so maybe I may have only one or two last questions. Let's go to Mr. Choi. I think Korea also one of the country that you have invested a lot. In Korea, you have Kyonet, you have Koreans, and also your government support a lot for the TNCC to build this Asia Connect communities. So how do you convince again with your government and same question.
Yeah, thank you. So just waiting for when I answered to my question, so thank you. That's very interesting question for me. So just as you know, so the relation between government and organization is very important. And so recently, so Korea government they want to make the several solution for future information technology, and so we call it the fourth generation revolution in Korea. So just already you know that. So looks like in AI and IoT and big data, also including the cloud service, it is a major issue in Korea and too worldwide. And so just in Korea, so just the Korean from NIA, National Information Agency, is a Korean Education Information Network, and then so just Also in the Asia Connect, so in Team already very close and involved with Korean in Korea. And so just one government and the Ministry of Information Technology in Korea, so they want control and manage to encourage for collaborate between Korean and Asia Connect project. And so also just in part of the Korean, so just they are making the plan to more than make the big bandwidths and the 100G, and moreover already last year just the Korean so already connected the Korea, Hong Kong and Singapore just over 100G bandwidth by separately. Also so just collaborated our Asia Connect project, and so just from Team we always contact very closely with the Korean team. Just in the Korean team is looks like similar in the team, just in Korea, and also so just the Korean and Team in Asia Connect teams, we have to make the more collaboration for make the successful project in the future. And so also so many Asian country partners already involved, as you know, in Thailand and Bangladesh and Laos and Japan also too. And so in the picture, so we have held the major big meeting in Korea next February, the end of the February. So just we called in the governance meeting for Team Asia Connect, also and involved in the APAN, Asia Pacific Network meeting, conference meeting, and so just we a warm welcome to visit in Korea, and so we hope that make our collaboration in just one project. Just I think that just one project is Thailand. So many nations and countries have just own and then an own project. So just separated by a budget fund, but our goal is one. Just we have to make the successful project and team and some small goal in other parts. Just already we use it of our just one network, so Asia Connect and TAIN. So moreover, we make there some big network and the human network, and the human connectivity and network connectivity, and finally, just we see just one point of the goal. Just that's some successful project. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So I think we don't have time left. Okay, so let's conclude our session. And thank you for all the speakers that sharing your experience and give the presentations to our lunch event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all the speakers for these sections. I think now is a good time for lunch. Please welcome to all of you to join our lunch at the Teresa restaurant on the 8th floor. Before you leaving from this room, please collect the coupon, lunch coupon from our registration desk. And the next section is going to be on 1:30 p.m. at this room. Please join our section in the afternoon sections. Thank you.